What I've found over time in my experience is that being able to take people from a low, mid, high, my conversion and retention is higher than just trying to push them into the high ticket offer. And they're better advocates, so they share with other people what these offers are. Now, if you haven't watched my video on targeting your ideal client and your ideal connector, you're gonna wanna go back and watch those, because this is where now getting that opportunity in front of somebody and getting the chance to potentially pitch your offer, sell your products or services is really important to understand how you got in front of those people and now what you're offering them. The reason is because if I get a chance to get in front of an ideal connector and maybe my product or service is this thing that's like a mid-ticket, mid-pricing offer, sometimes that's hard in front of a cold audience to sell that thing. And so this is where a value ladder really comes into play. And I learned that the hard way, because I would get opportunities in front of people and I would say, hey, come buy this thing. We'll call it A, B, and C. A is low ticket, B is mid, and C is high. Russell Brunson calls it a value ladder. I've heard others call it different things. We've called it a sales escalator. The concept is the same. You have a low, mid, and high ticket offer. And the challenge is that if you get an opportunity in front of an ideal connector's audience and all you have is like a B or C, right? Mid or high ticket offer, making that bridge to somebody can be a challenge because they don't know you, they haven't built up the trust with you. So this is where a value ladder really comes into play. So I'll come back to that in a second. When you have a value ladder, what you're doing is you're bringing somebody in at the lowest level, a low ticket. That could be something that's free, like a special report, a free case study, anything like that, where in exchange for their information, you're gonna give them this free case study or this special report. And through that, it might then, through emails or follow-up phone calls or text messages, you're now saying, okay, now let me take you up to the next level of this sales escalator, this value ladder. Let me take you up to the mid-price offer. And then as they love that, they retain through that, you take them now to the higher ticket price. And what I've found over time in my experience is that being able to take people from a low, mid, high, my conversion and retention is higher than just trying to push them into the high ticket offer. And they're better advocates, so they share with other people what these offers are. So think about this in context of, again, John, the realtor that I've been sharing him as an example. I get the opportunity to get in front of John. We have a face-to-face. I use the B.O.N.D method. And John says, hey, I'd love for you to share something to my audience, or we create some opportunity. Think about the value of me being able to say, hey, John, I have something that's either free or it's very inexpensive that I could give to your audience, that now I can get them on my value ladder and take them up the journey. So I'm gonna give you a great example of this. I get asked often to do podcast interviews or speak on stages. And I think, what is the thing that I could offer these people of value? What's the thing they need, right? It might be understanding the B.O.N.D method, how to build a top 20 list. There's all these digital assets that I can create that I can share with the audience for free. All they need to do is, again, exchange their email, phone number, maybe a mailing address if I'm sending something. But I can send that out from a podcast interview and say, hey, I'm gonna give you this free report on the B.O.N.D method. It's exactly how to connect with your most influential connectors in your marketplace, something like that. They then go to my website, they fill out their information, and they can download that thing, that video, that report right away. And over time now, I'm gonna build a relationship through my follow-up to move them to the next thing, which is, now that you understand the B.O.N.D method, let me share with you how you can connect with people in your local community where you can actually use the B.O.N.D method, turn it into revenue. And that's where I would introduce, say, Master Networks, our business networking platform. Then once they're in Master Networks, I say, hey, do you love all the people you're connecting with and you're growing your business? Let me take you through this business bootcamp, 5+1 mastery, into our coaching program where you can implement the things you're learning in Master Networks to expand and multiply your business. And now I can take them to a higher ticket offer. But if I tried to go to the coaching program right out of the gate, that's a tough gap to bridge to say, you don't know me, to you should trust me to be in your coaching program. So this is why it's so important in any industry to have a really clear value ladder. So when you get the opportunity to be in front of somebody, you know your audience and you know what you can offer of something of value to take them on the journey. Over time, as that value ladder goes up, the price and value goes with it. But over time, as you stretch that, it starts with people really implementing what you've done, right? They understand the product or service. But the further and the higher they go up the value ladder, that's where retention sets in. And then the highest level is where you can customize things, i.e. our coaching program, we can customize for those people. Understanding that people will stop buying from you when you stop selling them, or if you offend them based on not providing proper delivery of your product or service. So think about that. When you stop selling them, they stop buying, clearly, right? And so that's why you need to have a value ladder. Some people are like, well, I only have one product. Well, what's another product or service you could either bolt onto it, or who has another product or service that you could create an affiliate relationship with and send your customers customer to them so that you keep retaining that revenue and growing. So this value ladder concept is really important, and there's really not a business that I can think of where you shouldn't have a value ladder ingrained in your business. As you do this, it gives you a tremendous opportunity for long-term retention and increased profits. And as you master this value ladder, of course, you're going to increase your profits and you're going to have more revenue, which creates a challenge, which is a good one. And that is that you're going to need to leverage and scale your business. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to build an org and accountability chart for scaling your business.